Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, congested schools, overcrowded roads, and is there a restaurant worth waiting 2 hours to get into? It sounds a lot like Orlando, but really only since Walt Disney Company arrived in Orlando. In October 1971, Walt Disney Company opened Disney World, and it was going to be the revised version, the even better version than Disneyland, for many reasons. But how many of you know that Walt Disney World was supposed to be built in West Palm Beach, west of 441 on Everglades property, just like Coral Springs? Walt Disney Company had gone to the commissioners of Palm Beach County and said, we want to build a world-renowned resort destination that's going to put you on the map. Everybody is going to know about Palm Beach County all around the world. The commissioner said, hey, that's a great idea. But you know, we got some things to worry about. We got traffic studies, we got environmental impact studies. And Walt Disney Company said, you got to be kidding. We're not getting into all that stuff. We got more than enough to worry about to put up great resorts, put in a theme park that's the best in the world. We're going to be bringing people to this area. You worry about the traffic studies, you worry about the environmental impact studies, and you can pay for it. Palm Beach County Commissioner said, oh no. You're not going to railroad us. You're not going to come in here and start telling us the way it's going to be. We're going to call the shots. We're going to grow this very calculatingly. They said, if you keep it up, we're going to pack up and we're going to hit the road. Well, the Palm Beach County Commissioner said behind their back, they're not going anywhere. We have a lot to offer. We've got the space, we got the weather, we got the people, we got the tourism. No problem. We're in charge here. They kept this up until Walt Disney Company executives finally closed their briefcases and said, see ya, call us when you're interested in getting serious about this. And the call never came. Walt Disney Company went up to the Orlando area and set up many subsidiaries under names that had nothing to do with Walt Disney Company. They had to keep that secret because if anybody found out Walt Disney Company is buying property in Central Florida, abracadabra, the price is going to skyrocket. Just keep it quiet. We'll buy property under many, many different names, and then we'll pull the rabbit out of the hat later on. That's exactly what they did. They amassed 27,400 acres. And then they announced, it's Walt Disney Company, and we want to build a world-renowned resort destination on this property. The farmers felt victimized. Why would a company that's so Americana take such advantage of us? Disney World's attitude was, had you known it was us, you wouldn't have sold for what you sold for. Walt Disney Company went to the state of Florida and said, this is what we want to do, but we want complete autonomy. You're not going to tell us what to do. The state of Florida said, well, we don't know if we can do that. Well, you know what? We'll walk away from you guys just like we walked away from Palm Beach County. So decide, and decide fast what you want to do. They gave them complete autonomy. Walt Disney World can build anything on that property that they want. A 100-story tower, a ride, whatever they want to do. And any plans that are submitted to the state of Florida are just out of courtesy or just for publicity. Maybe a combination of both. But they can do anything they want. On this 27,400 acres, if you've ever seen an aerial shot, you'll notice all the greenery, which is the lawn, around these resorts. The property doesn't go up to the wall. In California, Disneyland goes up to the wall. And Holiday Inn came to town, Sheraton came to town, Hilton came to town, and all started taking a little piece of the action that Disney Company felt belonged to them. So they said, we're going to correct this in Florida. We're going to have a buffer around our resorts. We're going to have a buffer around that theme park so that if you want to be near Disney, you're going to stay in Disney and you're going to pay our rates. Otherwise, stay at the closest resort, which is 15 miles away. Worked out beautifully for them. There is an underground city to Disney World. When you're walking through Disney World, you're not at ground level. You are walking on a shelf above their infrastructure, which includes police, fire, medical, anything that happens. You're in Reedy Creek, Florida. You're not really in Orlando. You're in a city that's owned and designed by Disney. With the success that they had, a name from the past, H. Wayne Huizenga. Some of you may remember him, that he took 19 stores in Texas and brought it to a company, brought it to stratospheric levels, which included opening a store every 17 hours. He had the wherewithal to say, I want to bring that to South Florida. And he was going to open Blockbuster Park on the Miami-Dade Broward line. But he told the state of Florida, I got to have the autonomy also, because by the time I go through the permitting process, Disney World already has it up and running. The state of Florida said, oh, no. You're not going to get us like they got us. That was the 60s. We were financially on our knees. We would have agreed to anything. You're not going to get us. He said, then I can't build it. I absolutely need that to be competitive with Disney World. And it went back and forth, back and forth. Finally, H. Wayne Huizenga got his autonomy in 1994. And no sooner did he get it than he sold Blockbuster Video to Viacom in New York. And Sumner Redstone, the chairman of that company in New York, when asked, what about the project at the Miami-Dade Broward line in South Florida, Blockbuster Park? He said, we got more than enough problems with theme parks. It's not going up. I'm being straight up with you. It's finished. It's off the table. At this point, I wonder, will Miami World Center be our theme park? Madam Toastmaster?